And we are live. What's up, everybody? AJ here from AJ's Collectibles. Back with our TCI, the Collector Interviews episode. This is episode 13, featuring the one, the only Funko Cop man. What can I say about Funko Cop, man? I have been watching his videos for 2 years. Still watching to this very day. And this guy, man, he has such an underrated channel, man. Man, I love how he does a little bit of everything, from Power Rangers, Transformers, Gundams, Kids, Digimon, all that good stuff, man. And nothing but love, support I have for this guy, man. And I'm glad to have known him, become bros with him, and it's just been amazing getting to know this guy and everything. And I'm really honored to have this guy on right here. And man, it's just really great to have him on here. Would you
I
like to say
appreciate
something
it, man.
about Funko Cup?
I, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate the kind words, man. And, congratulations to you for getting over 100. Just seeing you grow from that first video all the way to your videos now is an amazing thing, man. So glad I'm able to enjoy that ride and be able to support you and your channel and watch you grow.
Yeah, definitely, bro. I really appreciate that as well. Like Funko Cop, he was one of the first people to show me some love when I first made my Instagram before I made my YouTube channel, and like since then it has been nothing but love and support for each other, going back and forth.
Well, that's what I try to show everybody, man, because we all it's not what I tell people is not like we're not all racing to one, right? It's not a race. It's not like there's a first, second, third, fourth, fifth place. Everybody has the same goal. Everybody has different items. There's enough out there for everybody to collect. So just like I tell Chunky Swollen Pizza, everybody eats, right? I've been having that motto ever since I was in high school. Like when I played football for a high program in a country out here, and we never had a selfish mentality. So I think that kind of stuck with me ever since then. Like we never looked at it as, oh man, he got an interception and I didn't, or who had the most tackles. We all. So that type of mentality kind of sticks with me, man. So I think everybody can eat. That's a saying that I've been saying, like I said, since high school, since back playing ball. So everybody eats.
Yeah, definitely. Before we start, I want to say what's up to everybody who's watching right now. RGV, Origami Timothy, K Titus. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Really appreciate that a lot.
Oh shit, let me.
Um,
Mine, I want to boot up my computer right here. I'm gonna put it up here so I can see the live chat. I forgot to turn on the computer. My bad, man.
Titus, my camera is a bit foggy. It's probably my Wi-Fi. I don't have the strongest Wi-Fi, so it's probably because of that. So, all
What's
right.
going on, man? What's been going on with you? How's life out there?
Uh,
You in Cali, right?
yeah, in Cali.
Is it anything lifted? Do y'all do phases out there? Like phase 1, phase 2,
Um,
all that?
yeah, we just got phase 2.
Oh, okay, that's good.
But then,
Here in Virginia, we're in phase 3. So
man, the COVID is still hitting strong in some counties where I live, and everything's getting shut down again. So it's annoying.
well, I always if people want to get out, I always say that if this coronavirus hit during the wintertime, it would have been best then, because then it would have caused everybody to stay inside, and nobody wants to get out in the cold anyway.
Right. No, especially this past weekend with 4th of July and everything.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Pull it up right here.
All right. So before you got into collecting and everything, what kind of person were you?
Before I got into collecting, I always been chill. I always been that kind of like I guess I want to say maybe a sports. I was heavy into sports, heavy into football when I was growing up. So it was a lot of sports, NFL, a little bit of basketball, and then I can't. I guess I always collected, but I just never showed anybody. I never recorded it until one day I watched the homie Toy Hunter. Shout out to him. He stopped doing YouTube, but he still has some of his older videos up. I don't know if you're familiar with Toy Hunter,
No, yeah,
but
I seen his videos. Yeah.
yeah, I one day watched his videos and I kind of just got hooked after that. Man, it's been like binge, like I binging his videos and Trail collects. We're close. He's little mama's godfather, so that's how close we are. And one day he was like, "Man, you can just record all you have everything you need. You have the phone, you have the computer." We both worked at the time worked for Apple, so we already he worked on the computer side and I worked on kind of the device side. So he kind of knew more about like iMovie and how to break down iMovie and stuff like that. And he's already kind of into like production. So when he told me and he showed me how to use iMovie, I was like, all right, man. I talked to a Toy Hunter and he put me out, put one of the first people to put me on, like on YouTube, telling everybody to go subscribe to me and stuff like that. So, but before that, I always collected something. I have probably I can't count how many comic books I probably have. I have a boatload of comics. That was I guess the first true addiction, right? Was the comics, and then before that, it was after that it started turning to Funkos, and then watching Toy Hunter and everybody else got me into Marvel Legends and statues kind of came with comics. I started collecting statues before I started YouTube because I go into the comic book store and they used to have this book called a previews book, like this thick. That's kind of like a catalog. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's a book that shows you what's coming out or few months. It's always 2 months in the behind. So if you're in June, it's going to show you August. You order it now and get it in August. So I always used to flip through there and my comic book store, Heroes and Villains. He used to be able to order that and give me certain statues and certain collectibles before I started getting into Funkos. So some of the stuff is older than Funkos here.
Right. Uh,
Guy, tell me what's good, man.
yeah. Before we continue, Kate Tires is wondering, how did you choose the name Funko Cop?
Just a word on play on words. I got it was I'm a cop in real life, so I thought, you know, I don't know if it's slang out there, but when you cop something, you cop. What you do? I went out and copped the Black Panther, so that Funko Cop, like I copped the Funko. So and I am a cop, so it was Funko Cop.
Right. Yeah.
So just playing. Knock was good, man. Welcome to the party.
What's going on, Nakama? What's up, bro? Now, when it comes to Funko Pops, what was the first thing that attracted to you to collect them?
Just cause my first two Funkos were Vegeta and Goku, and I guess that in the price range, like $8.99. I remember seeing like G Power Ranger pops at Hot Topic, and right when pops started getting big, I used to see like the wall of Hot Topic grow. But growing up, it was like Hot Topic and Spencer's was a store that I never went into, so I never knew what exactly what like knew what Hot Topic and Spencer's were. And then I think I was getting ready to go to I think a Dragon Ball Z movie or something. I walked past it and it had like a Dragon Ball Z shirt, so I started noticing that there was Hot Topic started getting more into pop culture, and I went in there and um saw that they had the Funko wall, and I saw they had the OG Power Rangers, but I'm mad because I didn't pick them up. They had all three, the white, pink, and red. If I go back in time and slap myself for $8.99 too, right?
Yeah.
But it was Goku and Vegeta, Super Saiyan Goku, Saiyan Vegeta, and I was at GameStop and for the price. I was like, cool, I'll grab it. I was a manager at the time, so I had my own little cubicle and desk. So I kind of want to give a little bit of my own flair. So I bought those out to work and put those on my desk. And ever since then, it's been kind of like downhill
Right.
or uphill, if you want, however you want to look at it.
Yeah. I mean, like when you first buy your first one, did you think right now today you would think you would have like your house, your apartment filled with all of it?
Nah, not after the first one. Nah, because I didn't know how. I guess I didn't know how deep it went into like other lines. Like I didn't. I think I went to GameStop and they had the Age of Ultron Iron Man, where he's kind of just like floating. That was my first Iron Man, and I was talking to the homie Truck X, and like I said, we both worked together, and I noticed that um, there was an unmasked Tony Stark from Civil
Mm.
War, but I didn't know it was a Civil War pop. I just looked it up and saw Civil Iron Man unmasked. So I said, okay, let me go home and see if I can lift the mask up. That's pretty dope. Because I was already a big Tony Stark Iron Man fan before I even collected the pop. So I was like, all
Right.
right, I can lift the mask up. Went home, tried to lift the mask up, and then when it come up,
Hmm.
I did a little bit more research, and it was like Hot Topic exclusive Civil War Iron Man unmasked. So I was like, huh. All right, so told Trail, and on that day, Trail and I went kind of on our first official hunt. Like he went out and at the time he was a huge Deadpool fan. He grabbed every color Deadpool, FYE exclusive, GameStop exclusive. I think he spent like decent amount of money like that day. And we went to Barnes and Nobles, the mall, which had Hot Topic, get like two GameStops, FYE. We went to Toys R Us, and that was a fun day, a day that we won't forget. I think we Trell and I will get old and in our deathbed, we'll never forget that day.
Oh yeah, that definitely. Now, with Funko Pops, do you see yourself collected for another 5 or 10 years, or do you think one point you're just gonna stop?
Um, I don't know, man. Like I kind of have this mentality as just take it day by day. Hell, every day is not promised.
Right.
Hope 5, 10 years. If I say 5 years ago, I'm already halfway at that 10 years point. So I've been collecting for about 5 years. So another five more make it 10. So if I'm, God willing, I'll probably maybe slow down. I've been a little bit picky on what I've been collecting. I remember at one point in time, I wanted a whole like complete, not complete sets. I was never a completionist, even with the lines I enjoy, until it started getting to a point where it was feasible and realistic for me to complete. Like I think my first line I completed was, um, I want to say it was Homecoming. I think that was the first line I completed because it was reasonable, and then I completed Ragnarok and now Infinity War because of you. So I appreciate that. So those, and then well, I haven't even completed Endgame uh, because it's just certain like after that I was like I really don't care about completing sets. I'd rather get multiples of somebody I enjoy than somebody I really don't want just because I have to have the whole set.
All right. Yeah, I feel you on that. Which brings up to this question. Well, let's say you're on the hunt. Let's say you go to a store and you see like another Vegeta pop or another Iron Man. You think to yourself, oh, that's badass. It's a common. Do you say to yourself like, I'll just pick that another time, or would you just like pick it up that time?
It all depends on the funds. It all depends on what's going on in my head. Like I could go into a store and be like, For example, let's see, there's one FYE left in my area, and that mall has Box Lunch, Hot Topic, and there's a Hobby Town right down the street. Bella's Books and Comics, shout out to them. It's right down the street as well. So it all depends on the mood I'm in. If I'm out, like let me see, uh, let me go on this. Let me check the hobby store first. If it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I'll swing through all the shops first, and I'm like, all right, let me go back and grab that Vegeta pop rather than this Marvel Legend. It all depends on what I'm looking for too. Like right now, the itch. I don't know if it's out yet, but the Box Lunch exclusive Kale. Is it Kale? Khalifa Kale or Khalifa? Yeah, Kale. The Box Lunch exclusive has been on my mind, so I have to make sure I want to double up on that. Anything that's Broly type related when it comes to Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball Super or Z, I want to definitely pick up.
Right. Now, would you say? I pretty much know, but like, if you had to choose one, what would it be? Dragon Ball or Marvel?
That's tough, man. I mean, if I had to pick just one, I want to say, I want to say Marvel. I want to say Marvel. Just because I could get a lot of other things with Dragon Ball Z outside of Funkos. Like I could get like statues. I could get like figures, model kits. With Marvel, you could get obviously like Marvel Legends statues and SH Figuarts, but I think I'll be able to save more money with Marvel because I'm more picky about Marvel.
Right.
So I think I will stick with Marvel because at first I was just an MCU person. I was only getting the MCU pops. I wasn't getting the like all the old school. Like I have the old school Spider Man and the old school Iron Man, but I passed on the old school Thor. Besides the ECCC one, I passed on the Doctor Strange and that original line. So, yeah, I would probably just pick Marvel.
Nah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, we got Russell over here saying, that's a good point, and he definitely loves the Dragon Ball Z statues.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, Russ. Russ actually getting up there too, especially watching y'all do y'all cards, man. I was just when I was on I don't know if you caught Fets and Nakama's live not that long ago. I jumped in pretty
Oh
good,
yeah.
and Nakama gave me kind of like a quick run through on how to play Pokemon. I never knew how to play Pokemon, so that was crazy. Um, y'all, I was actually at the store the other day talking to people about they was thinking about doing like because we do Thursdays whenever they open up the activity room. Thursdays is kind of a build day where it's kind of like from 4 to 8. Everybody would just link up. You could build whatever. And then on Saturdays is Gundam Day. But on Thursdays it was talking about maybe doing a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh or something. Going to a comic book shop that's right down the street and doing a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh. But I'm like, man, if it's not the old Yu-Gi-Oh, like I didn't even get past like season 2 of Yu-Gi-Oh. Like after they introduced like the God cards and I saw the how Malik was defeated, I stopped watching it after that. And I think I stopped playing it not that long after. Like I forgot they even like Nakamas told me it was like Exodian Necros and all that. Like
Oh yes.
that's when I started phasing out of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. But back then I get that because I was collecting those when I was growing up, ever since the 4th grade. So it's always been something. It's always been something. I've always had my eye or something. Power Rangers. I had all. I remember as a kid, I had all the morphers. I didn't have the. I had the original one, but it wasn't. I don't want to call it like a fake. It was real, but it was the McDonald's version where you get like a hot, not a hot box, but
The Happy Meal.
Happy Meal. So I had that, and then after that, I was able. My mom was able to get me all the I think all the morphers and then all the weapons. I had all the weapon sets up to I think space, and then I started getting all the Megazords. Only when I missed out on the original ones like uh the regular Megazord, the Thunder Megazord, uh the White Tiger and the Red, not White Tiger and the Green Dragon. But after that, my brother and I, we had the Ninja Megazord, the Shogun Zord, and after that, we went all the way up until I think Lightspeed Rescue. We had every Megazord after that. So yeah, I've always been collecting. I guess I never looked at it as collecting.
Right.
So
Now, do you still have them to this day, or you don't? Automorphers and Megazords and everything.
absolutely not, man. I wish back then. Only if I knew. That's why I'm trying to teach my daughter to be more like don't be like me, like when it comes to toys and savior toys and stuff like that, especially the valuable ones. But no, I don't. I wish I did, man. I wish I did. I remember like being in my grandma's car and trying to turn the car on with the turbo key, like you press the button or flip on. I remember like being that young and trying like nah. Those are long gone. Those are all long gone. I don't think I have any Power Rangers from the old days. Mm.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I was the same way. Had a lot of Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Morphers, the Megazords, Ninja Turtles. Like, I wish I had kept it all, but nope. Either they got thrown in the trash or just given away.
Yep, or broken or mixed in a pile of I don't know, like old clothes, and my mom threw the old clothes away. I don't know where any of our toys went, like any of them. But I was heavy into. We didn't have cable growing up, so Fox Kids was it for a while. So I had a lot of like Beast War toys. Um, and that's why when I watch your channel and just going back and watching the Michael Bay movies, I'm like, damn man, I really want a Megatron because I never had um the damn T Rex Megatron. I wish I had him from Beast Wars. I rewatched that recently. I remember one of the first big figures, action figures I had was the Optimus Prime orange and blue. I think it was like season 3, like right before Beast Wars was over, where he was able to turn into like a tank, a plane. Um, I'm gonna have to pull a picture up for you, man. I forgot how it looks, but it's
Oh,
like it was this like he was blue and orange, almost like a Florida Gators color, and it was like you could turn him into a tank, a plane, Optimus, and I think you could turn him back into an ape. Well, not was it Maximus Prime, so it wasn't Optimus Prime.
yeah. I think I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
And then I had for my birthday one year I got the Cheetor that went to it wasn't called Beast Wars. It was the series right after Beast Wars. It continued on the Beast Wars, but they ran until it was Tim Rat Trap and Cheetor Rat Trap and Maximus Prime, and they all got like new evolutions and like that's when it started getting like 3D, more 3D animated.
Right. Yeah.
I forgot what that one was called. But I had the Cheetor from that one. That was a big action figure at the time. I remember my mom put that on layaway and got that for me like the day before my birthday. But yeah, I was a big Transformers person, and then kind of slowed down after I guess they stopped the series and went more into Yu-Gi-Oh cards and things like that.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. With Yu-Gi-Oh right now and Pokemon, they're just still continuing the cards and everything.
Yeah, I heard, man. But with me, like that's what they was talking about at the hobby store. Like I was saying, that they made fusion cards, and fusion cards became overpowered because you was able to fuse them with ritual cards, and then So they made synchros cards, which
Mhm.
I have no clue what synchros cards are, and they made those became overpowered. So they made elemental cards. I'm like, man, I have no. I'm just like the last. I think I might have gotten like starter deck two of Yugi and Kaiba. Like I had all the starter decks, the original ones: Joey, Pegasus, Yugi, Kaiba, and then I started getting the tin cans. That was a big thing, getting the tin cans growing up. The Buster Bladed tin can was my one of my first ones. Um, the Black Skull Dragon tin can was like my second one. That was at Kmart. But yeah, like Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh man,
Whoa.
a couple of figs just fell right over. That's how it is sometimes, man.
Damn.
But when it comes to like certain Yu-Gi-Oh cards, after a while, I just got out of the game because I started playing ball a little bit more, focusing on sports.
Mhm.
So, what got you into collecting? Like, I mean, have you always been like collecting, or is it like you like is recent, or is it like well now it's Funkos? My bad, man.
No, no, you're good. I was about to say that if it was your end or my end.
It was my end. I had a phone call come through. Um, but what made you start collecting?
Well, let's see. I basically started collecting with the Transformers back in 2009 when the second Transformers movie came out.
Uh huh.
Because Transformers were the only toys I ever kept as a kid. I still have them to this day in the big box. And I was into Transformers up until 2006 after Transformers Cybertron ended,
Mm.
and from there, the following year was it, I think no, yeah, the following year the live action movie came out, the first one, and
Yeah.
I never saw that in theaters or anything because my interest with Transformers just cut out until 2009 when the second movie, the Revenge of the Fallen, came out, and I had gotten a Transformer. I think it was Sideswipe for my
Okay.
sister on my birthday, and I was like, "Oh, this one's cool," because Sideswipe had like that uh, not convertible, but I forgot the car model name, but like it was like a awesome car model, and I was like,
Trying to remember
"Oh,
what Fast Swipe was. I'm going back and watch. It's like I'm going backwards. Or just a mix around because the other day I watched the the first one with Mark Wahlberg. So I watched number four. I have them all on DVD or Blu-ray. So I watched the first one with Mark Wahlberg when it was the ones with the T Rex and the what lockdown,
oh yeah, Age of Extinction."
Age of Extinction, and then I watched the second one the last night. So I'm going back. I might might get me hype enough to go back and watch number three because I haven't watched the third one in a long time. But that third one was pretty dope. But I can't remember Sideswipe's vehicle though.
Yeah, he had the first vehicle form in the second movie, and then they changed it to a convertible in the third movie, which was Dark in the Moon.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what I want to go watch. I haven't watched that one in a while. I'm gonna look it up now.
Yeah, that one was one movie that a lot of people preferred over than the second one.
God, yeah.
Which I don't get why. A lot of,
I'm a big what is that? Is that the Corvette? He became well. He was the Corvette. and I think Dark Side of the Moon. Yeah, Dark of the Moon. He was a Corvette, drop top Corvette.
Yeah, yeah, there you go.
Gotcha. I don't know why people don't like the Michael Bay ones, man. I know a buddy who's a Durka on my Instagram. He's a big, he's my boy. I consider him like a brother. He's a big movie guy. He don't like him. I don't know if it's he says he doesn't like him because of he doesn't like the Optimus Prime talking with a mouth. He didn't grow up with Prime talking, with the cartoons. He always had like the plate over his mouth, and you can
Yeah, yeah,
understand. But for him to have a mouth, and that kind of threw him off. But I love him because I'm not gonna say I'm a big like history buff, but I like history, and I like when people reinterpret it, and I like the first one dealing with like the Ice Age and stuff like that, and the second one dealing with like Egyptians and the Egypt realm of it, and the third one dealing with like the moon and
right.
politics, and then Age of Extinction dealing with dinosaurs, and the last one dealing with like knights and all that. So I enjoy every last one of them. I enjoy every last one of them, to be honest with you. And if I had to pick one of my favorite Transformer movies, it would probably be Age of Extinction, because I really do like Lockdown. Probably my favorite villain from all the movies. Um, I guess outside of like Megatron, but I didn't like when they put in spoiled it for anybody who hasn't seen it, almost a 10-year-old movie now. But Galvatron, I don't like how they did with Gal. So that kind of threw me off. And then they didn't really speak on how Megatron became Megatron in the Last Night. So I guess that's a con too, because he was Galvatron in Age of Extinction, and then
Mhm.
changed back to Megatron in Last Night. So they didn't speak on how he became that. So it's whatever. But I enjoyed all the Michael Bay movies.
Yeah. And yeah, thank you, Thankster. He was a stingray in the second movie,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
and no, I feel you on that.
I said, damn ghost. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, like I never got the thought how he went from Megatron to Galvatron and into Megatron again. Like
I,
it
I
was.
see how I see how they did it with Galvatron, because the dude was taking the mental DNA, the encrypted DNA of the Decepticons, and putting it into Galvatron, which made sense. How he said that machine isn't one Prime said that machine isn't Galvatron, that's Megatron. So I
Yeah.
understand that part, but when how he got back to Megatron was like, I don't. I'm kind of confused. That's the only confusing thing. But that Megatron is probably like the dopest. The Last Night Megatron and the Revenge of the Fallen, when he had the robe and the cape. That was probably the best looking Megatron appearances in the movie.
No, yeah, definitely. Like how in the end of the second one, Optimus Prime, like I think he shot him in the face,
Uh huh.
and then that's why he got that cape look with the
Yeah,
robe.
yeah, yeah. So what's the third one? Never mind. It was the third. Was it the third? Yeah, it was the third one.
Yeah, third
And
one.
then so when I saw Age of Extinction, I got like excited, because I'm thinking like, oh, finally they about to. This is a segue right into Beast Wars, and they about to open up Beast Wars, and here we go. And um, he didn't take it. They didn't take it that way. I don't know, but I feel like Beast Wars is like, if they could do it, they could do it now. I feel like that would be a pretty dope live action movie, a Beast Wars movie. If I had to make a movie right now, it'd be a Beast Wars movie, because I enjoyed Beast Wars.
I think I heard a rumor that a live action Beast Wars is actually coming.
I'll be front and center. If well, I guess center and middle. I always sit in the middle of the theater, but I'll be there if there's a Beast Wars coming, and I'll get every not every figure. I'll probably get a figure or two from it. But if they re-release Beast Wars, man, that that'd be a dope show. I'm surprised like Hasbro hasn't went back and started digging down that hole again, because people like the nostalgia for like when I get off of work, get home and stuff. Like I'm not a big TV watcher. I feel old. I don't know how old you are, but I'm like pushing. I'm about to hit 29, but I feel old because I wake up in the morning, get what I get ready for work. I wake up. I had to be at work at 7 a.m. I get up at like 4 a.m. And I just wait, get up, shower, and then about 4:30 the news comes on, and I watch the news all over until I get ready to go to work. Um, but usually, sometimes when I get home, or if I have a long stint off, because we do four every other weekend's a 4 day weekend, so we'll do a 4 day weekend, and I'll go back. I don't know about y'all or anybody watching. I'll go back and go on YouTube and type in like Fox Kids commercial 1995. It'll be like an hour and a half video of nothing but commercials where people nowadays is like, I'm skipping this ad, I'm skipping this ad. But I would watch an hour and a half of nothing but commercials because it's 100% nostalgia, 100% nostalgia when it comes to that, and that kind of I want to say kicks me in the ass to get up and go and um go for a hunt. That might give me the boost I need to get up and go for a hunt, or uh, might post some figures, or look at something, or go back and watch something that's old, like I said, Beast Wars, or um, I can't even remember what else I was watching at the time. I don't know what I was watching Beast Wars on, but and I enjoyed that nostalgic feeling just like everybody else. I guess that's the reason why we all collect.
No, no, that's definitely true. Like, you're actually not that older than me. I'm pushing 27 in October.
Okay, okay.
To me, because I just got done watching Yu-Gi-Oh. The main season.
Mm-hmm.
After season 5, and it just really took me back to when I was watching as a kid, and like that's one of the reasons why I again all of the cards, at least the much older cards, like the original Blue Eyes, Dark Magician, and it just takes me to that point in my life where, oh man, it just makes me feel as a kid again.
Yeah, and that's what it is, man. That's when I like the Lightning collection. I missed out on all the when Bandai had it. I was I wasn't collecting in, so I seen them every now and then, like at GameStop when the Lightning collection just got like introduced. Um, GameStop started like clearancing out some of their older Bandai Power Ranger Legacy collection. So I got a couple for my daughter so she could play with, because she's a kind of walking in my footsteps and watching Power Rangers, and uh, enjoying Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and things like that. So like on one of our last conventions we went to, when it was me, Beard, the homie CS Miller, Aisha from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was there, and my daughter was like through the roof, like ecstatic to see her. So it was kind of like a good, like that nostalgic feeling. Like I got excited because I know who she is, and I remember her from the movie, and my daughter knows who she is, and it was just it was mind blowing. That was like a moment I'll probably never forget. But like that feeling of feeling young again, man. You get up in age, man. It's hard. It's hard to find what gets you up and gets you going when it comes to collecting. But sometimes you need that bump, that boost. So just going back and watching hunt videos, if it's not y'all breaking out cards, or um, watching Nakamas talk about some anime and Dark Sage, and or just other channels, man. So I appreciate it. I watch everybody, every channel through and through, every video through and through. Sometimes I even debate on even why I have cable. That's all I watch is YouTube, and I only watch like y'all. I don't. I mean, it's. I'll go back and be up until like 2:30 in the morning, just sitting there like, damn, I gotta go to bed. but I binge watch like Russell Collects videos, or Fet's videos and Origami Tim, going back and watching some of his videos. So y'all doing some good work, man. And it's crazy how the community just evolved. I guess branching out, because when it was Funkos, I swear when I started there was only a few, and that's what I told Chunky Swole now. Shout out to the homie. There's not a lot of hunters out there when it comes to collecting. That's why I pride myself on being a hunter. There's a lot of reviewers out there that'll get a pop, review it. Nothing against that. There's always a different lane, always different positions. Not everybody could play quarterback. Not everybody could, you know, be a wide receiver. So I understand that. But I enjoy like the hunt videos, and I enjoy like the review videos. But that's where I started. I started with the hunt videos. I started watching with Toy Hunter. So him going out and going to every store. That's the reason why. And the homie Jippy Zayal, shout out to him. I remember he was doing the Dragon Ball Z cards sometime like a year and a half ago. Um, I remember in the Yu-Gi-Oh pools, and my homie Ricky, but he's into more in the gun because of me. I used to watch him faithfully. He's an original hunter, one of the toy hunters I used to watch. Who inspired you, I guess, to sit there and be like, this is how I want to take my own channel. This is where I want to go.
What did you say? Sorry, my voice kind of out a bit.
My bad. What channel made you say, you know what, this is the way I want to go. This is how I kind of want to model my channel after.
Well, for me, I was always debating if I wanted to do a YouTube channel or not, and this goes back in 2018, like, because when I first started collecting Funko Pops, that's when I discovered all the different channels that did Funko Pop videos. Like yourself, Peter Pop Hunter, Top Pops, Wasatch. I was like, oh, these guys collect Funko Pops as well, and like, their channels are really high in demand and everything. And I was like, maybe I'll do that one day. But then, myself, I'm not good with editing, so that kind of took a toll for me not to do videos. And then, uh, 2 years rolled by. This year, I was like, I kind of want to do it again. Think about it if I want to do the channel, or at least an Instagram to show off everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I was thinking I'll just make the Instagram account, and then from there, everyone was showing me love, liking my posts, showing what I love to collect and everything. And then I was like, I actually want to meet people, even though not physically, but like through virtually, online. I was like,
Yeah.
I feel like this is not enough. And I remember I made a post, a story that like, if anyone was interested in me doing a YouTube channel, and the first three people, it was Russell from Russell Collects,
Mm-hmm.
Collector Lamsey, and I am J Rod. They were the
Oh,
first three people who told me, yeah, just make your channel, bro. Everyone's gonna love your content. And
that's crazy. And what's crazy about that, and I'm sorry to cut you off, what's crazy
no,
about that is you already reached out to people that's in like Australia. Like I don't know, like isn't that mind blowing? Like knowing that people watch your channel that's in a whole different country, that's in like a whole different type of like culture than what your normal day is. That's and then you are the first 2/3 of the people. Russ, watched his channel, and collected Lansing, and I am J Rod. I mean, those two dudes out of Australia and all the people out from Australia. I'm like, golly, it's mind blowing, man. It's mind. I thought myself, it was mind blowing to me when I shout out to the homie, my Flashpoint, and there was another guy. His name was Tyreek. He did YouTube for a little bit, and they were out of Canada, and I was mind blown that they was watching me from Canada. I'm like, well, it's. I guess if somebody's watching me, it'd be no different from Canada, but it's still mind blowing to me that they watch me from Canada. But knowing that people like in Australia is watching you and looking at you and supporting you, and you. It's crazy. That's crazy. That's
And yeah, it's just not just Australia. There are a few people in the UK that I follow and they follow me back.
that's crazy. That's crazy. I gotta I don't. I think there was like this one YouTube couple. They were called I think Let's Pop UK. They were out of UK. These two females. They were collecting for a while. I was watching them. I don't know. I think they just stopped collecting. But I actually don't know who's in the UK that watches my channel. So if whoever's out there, I appreciate it.
Uh, you know, I mean, pretty much when it comes to Funko Pops, everyone around the world they collect and they see who collects on YouTube. So pretty much everywhere they're watching us.
Yeah.
Like my brother, he has a vlog channel on YouTube, and he has like a big following from I think Argentina and I think Japan.
Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's everything's organic too. Like what's crazy is it's when you meet someone in real life that you only seen on TV and you only communicate through chat on like Instagram, like the homie Darth Collects and Ope Official Popping Ain't Easy. You know, I only met them one time, Pop Savage. I only met them one time when I went up to NYCC, but everything felt like organic. It wasn't like when I ran into Official Popping Ain't Easy. It was like, yo, where you been at? That almost like that type of feeling. Like, yo, I haven't seen you in a minute. Was good. Same with Darth Collects. Like where y'all at? Like he hit me up. He called the Instagram chat. And I was like, yo, where y'all at? I'm like, we up here. Like, all right, I'm about to head up that way. And it didn't feel like it was like, yo, here comes Darth Collects, or like here comes like I'm about to meet Official Popping. Like it all felt like it was organic, man. That's what I love about this community with Droogs and even CS Miller, who doesn't even have a YouTube, but the Instagram and what he's doing with Super Plastic. And, he's the homie now, and um, it's crazy. Like if I had the opportunity to meet Dark Sage, I know that it will be it's like a fun day. Going out if I'm ever able to get out to California, that would link up with you, and what's crazy is like everybody like when I went to Disney World last year. I'm in an area of Virginia that's like highly concentrated cities, so every city is kind of close, but so it doesn't. It's not a long drive. So when I go out of state, I don't
Mhm.
think like that. So I hit up like Toy Hunter, Jippy Zayal. I was watching What's Poppin' at the time, but I don't think I was watching him enough to register. He was in Florida, but I hit up like Jimpy and Toy Hunter, and I was like, yo, I'm in Kissimmee, Florida for at Orlando for Disney World this week was good. Like let's link up. They was like, yo, Orlando like 4 hours away from me. I'm like, what? He was like, "Yeah, man, like Orlando, like 4 hours away." And I gotta remember, like states are bigger. There's areas are bigger than where I'm at. Like linking up with Droogs is nothing but a skip hopping away from me to say, "Yo, I'm out. I'm heading out your way," and it's literally like 45 minutes. But and like Beard, like yo, he's another like 45 minutes. Trail Collects is literally right down the street. I make a left at the light and keep going straight, and his house is right there. So, um, it's for everybody around me is so close, but do you have people around you that's like in YouTube that y'all how like Dark Sage has like with Jerry Pops and he has Funko Frenzy not that far from him and Weird Flex not that far from them. Like, is there people around you that's kind of close where you could do collabs with? Because that's one thing I love. I love doing collab videos.
No, yeah, definitely. The collab videos are always some of the best. When everyone gets together. But to me, um, I don't really have anyone. I mean, I actually was talking to a Doctor Almight, not that long ago. That he actually lives here in California as well.
Oh,
And
okay. For some reason, I thought he lived in Nevada, like by Vegas. No, that's the Or I'm thinking of organized collectors. My fault. Organized hoarders. My fault. I think he lives in Vegas.
Yeah, and then I was telling him that like what part are you from, and then I told him what part where I'm from, and like I think we're like 2.5 hours away from each other.
That's still a drive. That's still a drive. See, 2.5 hours away from me, it's almost like you're almost out of Virginia at that point.
Hmm.
Like depending on which way you're going, like 2.5 hours, you could be like in DC in 2.5 hours from where I'm at. So you talk that's a drive. That's crazy. So, but that'd be dope if y'all linked up and got it going. That's why I enjoy hunt videos, man, because Toy Hunter used to link up with like Sergeant Funko and P2 Vision and Hill Hunter, and they'll have fun. So I like that organic feeling when you go out. So I like doing like um collab bids when it's me and Droobs, and Droobs is off and I'm on his side. Like my last one, I think I had to drop my car off to get a replacement key. And Droobs was like, "Yo, I'll just come pick you up from the dealership." So, all right, bet. And we just went out on a hunt. So that was enjoyable, man. So definitely, if you get a chance to link up with people and chop it up and do like uh, a live pot, like one of these, that'll be dope. You and Doctor All might sit down and put the phone up in front of y'all at Starbucks and get going. You know what I'm saying? And who knows? But that would be dope. That'd be innovating, because I don't see a lot of people that do like the I guess like these type of interviews where they're face to face.
Right. Yeah, because I know when he does his podcast, it's all just like kind of like a radio thing, and like it's not
Hmm.
really like face to face.
Yeah, which is all right. I mean, I enjoyed it. Like when he brought me on this podcast, I appreciate him doing that. Um, I appreciate you asking me to do this, because I remember at a point in time where like I would be like, well, like you with 100 subscribers or 150 subscribers, and wishing that I was on somebody's podcast, wishing I had the opportunity to get on somebody's podcast, or somebody asked me like, "Yo, you want to jump in on on this live stream or whatever." And now with the community growing, it's like, yo, like I could talk to Fetz. He'd be like, "Yo, we could put a live on right now." I'm like, I bet. Like, so, man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, and we got Poke Shop over here. Really appreciate that, man. I still can't believe I'm 100 subscribers, and
And it's only gonna grow from here, man. It's only gonna grow from here. Believe me. You hit it. You hit it at a quick mark. It took me into the month of August and the first Pikachu with a shout out by the homie Jippy Zaya, who already had like 2,000 subs for him to announce my giveaway when I hit 100. I was like 88 at like night, like close to like I probably was like 80, and I was like, I'm gonna do a 100 subscriber giveaway for the first Pokemon, the first Pikachu, the Target exclusive. And when I hit 100, and how that took me over 100. So for you to climb up, because I just remember the other day, I think I was watching your videos one night, and you was right at 96 or 97. I remember somebody was like, "You're three away from hitting 100," and like you already at 122, which is amazing. We got 25 in less than a week, so that's what's up, man. And probably possibly more. Who knows? That's crazy. That's good shit.
and speaking of Feds, here he is right here, and thank you, bro. I really appreciate that. And we also got
Respect.
JT. She's another Australian YouTuber that's
Yeah. I started
making.
watching her vids too. Cause they did like it was one morning I was up right before I went to work. I don't know what time it is over there. If she's still in there, drop the time. If she's still in here, drop what time it is for you. One morning I was up getting ready for work, and they had it was like an Australian live stream. There was not Jimpy, but it was Lampsey, I am J
Oh
Rock, Chaser,
yeah,
her. It's 9 a.m. Western Australia. Wow, that's crazy. But yeah, I was watching them, and I was able to watch them and subscribe to them. You know, and if it wasn't me watching Lampsey's page and watching I Am J Rod and watching Pop Chasing, I wouldn't have found, JT Funkos. So I've been, going back and binge watching her vids, and somebody else was in that. I can't remember, and I've been binge watching his vids too.
Oh, Adelaide.
What was it? I can't.
Adelaide.
It was a dude. I can't remember. I know all I remember. He was in the middle. He was up top, dead in the middle.
Oh yeah, his name is Adelaide Toy Collector.
Oh yeah. So I've been watching his vids too. Just a different take when it comes to Australian videos and just videos in general on YouTube. It's crazy how the internet works and technology works.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Nakama. Appreciate that a lot, bro.
Yeah.
JT, I appreciate that as well.
What I want somebody to do, I would like for somebody to do. I'm gonna try to get Trail to do it, but I don't think Trail's gonna budge. But I would like to see somebody do like an anime podcast. I want to try to see if Trail would do it. But like if somebody would do like an anime podcast where they go over like certain animes every week, a chapter, like a book. That's why, because Trail reads so much anime. I'm trying to get him to do a podcast. But that's how I found out about Nakamas is when Trail got on his live stream, and Nakama's been knocking out of the park too. So shout out to him.
Oh yeah, has Trail ever thought about making a YouTube? Because I know I seen him a lot in your videos when I first started watching.
He at the beginning he was like, man, I'm gonna be behind the scenes. So he made an Instagram up, and then after that it kind of turned into anime Instagram. But he never thought about making a YouTube. I always told him, because he'd be up late. Like, I don't know if he got like insomnia or whatever. I'm like, yo, you read. He has like the Shonen app, the Shonen Jump app. It has like Rob was good, but like has all the animes up there that he could read, and he'll read for days. Man, I remember I think when he was going to NYCC, I think he didn't even put down his iPad. The whole ride he read for 8 hours straight. I'm like, yo, that's close to 8 hours straight of reading manga. So I told him to do a podcast, like an anime podcast, where you just pick a book or a manga and be like, okay, we're going to talk about Glory and Losers Volume 5 on this one. So and his takes on it. That'll be dope to listen to.
Right.
I don't know. Or even like back in the day when I see people don't do it anymore. I see people starting to get back into it a little bit. But I guess like graded comics. Shout out to everybody that's starting to get back into like slabs and stuff. I don't know. I always wanted a graded comic, but I was always nervous about like the sending comics out. I didn't want to get them messed up. I have a few books that'll probably be like $high books that they graded, like Venom issue number 4, of the newest series when it was the God symbiote. I got that. I got like She-Hulk, the first appearance of She-Hulk. My most expensive one when I look online is probably like $1,500, and that's the Thanos issue 13. The low print run of the variant of Thanos when he had the gauntlet, and he had the gauntlet in the wrong hand. I guess they flipped it. It was something. He had the gauntlet in the wrong hand. So that's my most expensive comic. But I like people when they branch off and do other things. That's why I'm liking people like Fets and everybody that's getting into Gundams now, man. And even you, when it comes to that Transformer, I was looking at Shattered Grid Nemesis Prime at Hobbytown the other day. I was like so close to getting it, but I think there's an event exclusive version of that kit. And then they also have Megatron, but it's the IDW version. It says IDW version. I guess he's the Autobot version of Megatron, which I don't know anything about, so I'm not going to get it if I don't know anything about it. But that Optimus Prime, they just released I think it's going to be a Bandai exclusive, a all clear coat. I'm not all clear, but clear coated Optimus Prime. So his like his legs will be see through, his chest will be see through, head be see through. So
Hmm.
definitely want. I might have to start picking up some of these transforming kits because doing a shout out to the home. I don't know if you listen to Fig Heads, but if you get a chance, follow them on Instagram. CTG the Collectible. He's on YouTube and Instagram as well. They have a podcast called Fig Heads. Darth Dundada, the homie Geeky Fresh, Thomas Money. They have been inspiring me to start doing toy photography. That's why you've been seeing like a lot of pictures on my Instagram and stuff like that because it's dope seeing other people's work and then you see like gaining the value out of your collectibles. It's almost like you're expanding your collection without really spending money. You know what I'm saying? Like all like after all you need is your setup, and once you buy your setup, you know you could add on to it, but it's not like it's expensive to keep going. You know, what if it gets expensive? Is the figures if you want to just keep going with thoughts in your mind with figures and everything like that. So, but shout out to them if y'all could go listen to a podcast. I listen to them on Spotify, but they're on Apple Music and stuff like that. So, um, they do dope work. They got excellent. They bring excellent um, artists. I call them artists at this point. Toy photography art. But artists on the channel. I don't know if you know about like Nose Rain and they had the homie Nikki Ty up there one time. You know, he's always up there as a. But they talk about figures. They talk about up and coming releases. And, I like certain figures I didn't even know were coming out. Like this that Dragon Ball Z Goku. That's like a 7-inch figure that's supposed to be like seamless and it's supposed to look smooth. I didn't know that unless I listened to them. So definitely I'll go check them out.
No, yeah, definitely check them out. And Nakama was saying that they actually got some like anime uh conversation with him, uh Droobs, Jerry, and Dark Sage.
Oh, that's what's up. I see that. Yeah, we got something like that coming this Thursday. So I'll be looking out for that. I'll be listening to it. I even have cause I have 2 YouTube channels. And I pay for one for the YouTube Red. So some of y'all I listen to like y'all live, and I might even just turn because since I'm at work, I'm driving around a lot. I might just turn y'all on and let y'all just play through the car and listen to y'all that way. Like, and then I'll go back and rewatch it. So some of y'all getting like 2, 3 watches from me. To be honest with you, I'm like, oh, I know with JT Funko, I watched her, and I think I listened to her one time on my other channel because I was driving, and then went back and rewatched it again under the Funko Cop channel. So it was like 3 views from that. So I hope I'm not messing y'all numbers up.
Let's see. When it comes to your collection, uh, what else do you collect that that no one else really knows that you haven't really put on your channel, or do you put everything in your channel from whatever you buy you collect?
Whatever I buy, I pretty much put on a channel. Because I hope they inspire people. Uh, I used to collect shoes. I used to collect shoes a lot. I was a big. I'm not saying sneakerhead. I was only into like one style of shoe. Those are like Nike foam posits, and but yeah, pretty well collectibles. It's whatever I collect. Y'all seen, man, because I want to I bring everybody. I want to bring everybody with me when it comes to like conventions. I'm looking around now. Like I don't throw away any of the T-shirt boxes, so I have all my T-shirt boxes up. Not all of them, but majority of them up there. Uh, I just put up my Gundam Wing wall scroll that I had got a split. I think I split that with Droogs. Last time we went to a convention, it was called NecoCon. It's an anime convention here in our area. Droogs and I went half on a wall. There was a deal on some wall scrolls. So I think I showed people that. I used to be heavy into collecting prints. Um, I have some prints like the ones y'all used to see, like you see in the background of my videos and stuff like that. And some of those people are local that I get these prints from. But just looking around, yeah, that's pretty much it. Whatever I find, I show y'all. Unless it's something I have that I didn't record before I recorded. I have the I'm looking at it now, the Legacy Communicator from Power Rangers. From I got that from the comic shop. I haven't opened that. I don't want to open it. I want to, but I don't. Like I want to because I want to display it. I want to get like a watch box and display it, but I haven't. Speaking of that, I'm kind of mad because I also have the Power Ranger coin set,
Yes.
and I'm mad because my second of Charles had the Jetty coin set, and I passed on it. I didn't know they had it. I didn't know they had came out with that in the Jetty coin set. But I might look on like Amazon or something and get it off of that. But it was
And
like $15.
I believe they're coming up with another like Morpher corn set, legendary.
Yeah, I'm I want to get it because I want the Morpher, but I already have the coins. So it's like I don't have a Morpher from the OG Power Rangers. That's the thing. And like the morphers that came out with the Legacy line, I don't know if they did a regular morpher. I know they did the movie morphers where it was like the colors of the characters. Like the red was red and the pink was pink, but I don't think they did the regular OG. They did it. They had to. I must out on that. But there's some I want to get. Like kind of mad that I passed on like Saba. That was at GameStop. I heard that you pre-ordered the Dragon there.
Oh yes, I did. Yeah.
That's where I gotta go to GameStop. Thank you. I gotta go to GameStop tomorrow and pre-order that. I didn't know they was coming out with that. That's like the official. Yeah, I gotta pre-order that. The Dragon Dagger. So hopefully, Hasbro will drop Saba. But yeah. When it comes to, I was big into Power Rangers when I was growing up, man. I was big into Power Rangers. Like, that's what got me really into kind of collecting hunting comics and hunting in general. Because my first comic was Iron Man, the Invincible Iron Man issue number 6. They had War Machine on the cover. I thought it was dope, but I told myself I couldn't go and start off at issue 6 and read all the way up to 6. And it was just got to 6. So I have all of them up to like where is Tony Stark? I forgot what it was. But back in the day, when Boom Comics came back out with the Power Ranger line, and I went back and hunted for all the original helmets. So the helmet variant covers, I don't know if y'all can see in the background here. But no, y'all can't. You can see the White Ranger one. That's not the original one. But I have all the original ones with Jason, Zach, and Kimberly all signed. I just need to get Billy and Jason David Frank. So I need to get David Yost and JDF, and that'll be it. And then I'll feel accomplished.
I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe I blame you a little bit for me collecting the Power Rangers as well.
Man, don't blame me, man. I don't know what made me started getting into the Lightning collection. It might have been It might have been listening to Fig Heads and watching Jippy Zayal's videos of him trying to get like Lord Zed and Tommy. And I was like, all right, well, I know that they're coming out with them, and I saw Tommy everywhere. I couldn't find Lord Zed, and I found him at my Walmart, and I hit him right before I went to Disney World, and I came back and it was gone. But I was able to get Lord Zed, and after that, I told myself I'm gonna get all the original Mighty Morphin ones, and then they came out with Lord Draken, and I was able to. Where did I get Draken from? I think I was able to get. I forgot where I got Draken from, but I was able to. I got that because of the comics. I got that because of the comics because I read all the way up to like the beginning of Shattered Grid. I didn't read Shattered Grid. I read up to like issue 25 with Shattered Grid. I got up to like issue 24. Um, and then I heard it's supposed to be coming out with his evolution, which is like the black, white, and gold and green legacy collection. So I need to grab that. But I probably will just stop with just Mighty Morphin. I'm not going to get into Zeo anything like that because there's no Zeo pops. There's nothing.
True.
There's nothing to add on to the Zeo collection. I mean, you go to like conventions and stuff. There's no like Zeo posters or you'll find like Mighty Morphin posters, but you won't find like Zeo posters or Turbo posters and things like that. So that's why I haven't really gotten into it.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's surprising. They done a lot of Mighty Morphin Power Ranger pops, and they just I don't know why they haven't done like the Alien Rangers, Zero, Turbo, Space.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
I don't know because I don't know how tight Saban is to to that franchise. I know that a lot. It takes a lot for them to bond that franchise to open up and let other people get the money off of Power Rangers. That's why it took so long for Hasbro to get that license. But like I would love to see it if I could get the Funko Pops. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I want to know what to give up, man. Because if they come out with the Mighty Morphin and Jetty outfits and they got the ninja suits, I
yeah,
gotta get them. I gotta get them. I gotta get multiple because they come. I gotta get one set out of box, one set in box. Um, then if they started coming out with them on their pop rides, with them on their
ooh,
cycles,
man,
that'd be a wrap. And then I told Trail like if they start doing like action poses with their weapons, like if they give me like Jason with his sword out, Zach with his axe, yeah, because they giving you the action poses, but they don't give you they give you the helmetless, they give you the action poses, they give you the static poses, but if they started giving me like Ninjor and a metallic Ninjor, and this would be a wrap, man. It'd be a wrap. They have so much to milk from the Power Ranger line. It's not even done yet. They give me an Ivan Ooze pop.
ooh,
They give me like I said the action the weapon set figures, man, the ninja outfits, not helmetless because I guess they're not what the unmasked ninja outfits. I gotta get them all when they do that. See, that's why I can't stop Funko, man, because they'll do things like that. And if they start doing other lines, like if they ever did Gundam Wing, I have to get those. If they ever did like, I don't know if people are a big fan of like Dilbert. I'm a big fan of Dilbert. Like I was hyped when they got in the Office pop. So I'm like, yo, if they give me Dilbert, I'll be hyped. That's was like the cartoon Office. But I got like certain ones. Like if they start doing, I can't. I have to get. I have to get them because the pops make everything pop.
yeah,
No pun intended.
yeah. Like I was gonna actually tell you, it would be sick if they made like a 5-pack with them, with the weapons combined and everything, like that little fight pose and everything.
Yeah, that would be. That'd be so much money though, man.
Yeah,
That'll be the. But with Funko, what they doing with, I can see them. They could do that, but how close they are in that pose, I don't know if they could. But with them doing that Avengers Assemble and how they have like all the
Yeah.
figures, the pop figures doing that, like that's dope. I mean that if they could do a lot of figures like that, if they did like Dragon Ball Z and they did the opening scene where you could do like that open like right after the when Goku goes Super Saiyan and it's over and they added like a snap figure pops of just those characters in it, Tien, Piccolo, Goku Super Saiyan, Vegeta, Trunks. That'll be fire right there.
It's just so many possibilities that they could do and everything.
Yeah, you're right, man. So many, and then it's like that's why it's hard to get out of the game. I'm hats off to Drubes for saying like he's done with it because to me it's like it's difficult. I don't see how it's just difficult, man.
No, yeah, for me as well. Like I started a new Funko Pop line. I got all the Yu-Gi-Oh Funko Pops,
Uh huh.
and I made a video on that, which is coming out soon. And I was just in that video. I talk about like so many possibilities that they could do with the Funko Pops as well. Like a Flame Swordsman, like Blackluster Soldier, Magician of Chaos. Like that would be so sick and everything if
Just
they.
like I said in that live, man, they have so many. That's why I'm shocked they didn't do. They could give us like a whole lot. Just the original monsters, just the original monsters. Like, and it could be simple, and people will still buy it. Like, if they did like Labyrinth Wall,
Ooh,
people would be blown. People would be blown, but people would still buy that pop. Like,
true.
just that simple pop of just a wall, and people would still buy Labyrinth Wall. So, if they could do um the elemental monsters from that battle, the Sagan. I forgot where they added earth, water, and wind, and they fused them up. The two brothers.
Oh, yeah, I know which ones you're talking about.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
they did those, and you could just take the pops and combine them.
Oh,
If they did a time wizard pop, there's a whole lot of pops they could do, man. Like there's a whole
Baby
lot.
Dragon, Thousand
Yeah,
Dragon.
yep. And they don't even have to go like, and they can still ride because they can do a baby dragon pop and then drop a Toon World Blue Eyes White Dragon. That's why I'm like shocked that they didn't give Pegasus Toon World Blue Eyes White Dragon. Like, because everybody else came out with their own monster, like their signature monster. Like Kaiba came out with Blue Eyes, Yugi came out with Yu-Gi-Oh, Yama Yugi came out with Dark Magician. Even though it came out with Dark Magician Girl, I was kind of blown about that. But Dark Magician, Joey came out with Red Eyes Black Dragon, and now you got Pegasus, but he don't got his monster. He don't have relinquished, or he doesn't have Toon Blue Eyes. That would be dope.
I mean, I feel like they might be coming out with a monster for Pegasus soon. I think it's probably going to be part of a new wave, maybe late this year or something.
I still haven't seen any. As I remember seeing Yama Yugi, but I haven't seen any of the. I haven't seen Exodia. Granted, I haven't been to my GameStop in a while, or like Hot Topic, but like I haven't seen Exodia yet. I want to grab that. The God ones. See, those got to come right out of the box, man. Those are too detailed. They don't even look like pops, man. Those look like just mini figs. You know, I saw a picture online where a dude had all five pieces, and then they had the Exodia pop coming from it. I was like, yo, that's fire.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that one too.
That was,
Um, I know GameStop has a Obelisk right now for pre-order.
yeah, I might have to go and pre-order them, but I gotta see how much that Dragon Dagger going for what 60.
I think so. Yeah.
I gotta pre-order that Dragon Dagger, but I don't know where to put it. See, that's the problem. That's the problem with collecting. You get stuff and you don't know where to put stuff. You like
I got you. Like in my room, I have limited space, and whatever I don't put out, I put it in the closet.
yeah, and that's it. And then you feel like you're wasting money at that point. Like I'm trying like right before I got on here, I was trying to like put up some shelving. I went to IKEA and grabbed these shelves right here, so I
Mm.
can start putting my Gundams up in the corner. I have a DTOF that's kind of empty, but is already reserved for my Ultraman set up there. One is reserved for my Ultraman set. Some here has like my Dragon Ball Z model kits. I got like a couple of Gundam Wings and Gundam Wing mangas in there. Um, and then I have a shelf at the bottom that I have to fill up. But yeah, man, I got so much stuff to go get and clean up and man, pops. I got pops in my closet that's in boxes from when I moved, and I pick a few out to say, okay, I'm switching it up. You know, I don't know if I'll ever take down the Dragon Ball Z side, but I don't know what will go after the Power Rangers. I don't know what will go next.
Yeah. For you, do you have enough space, or do you just like I remember you mentioned like you had pops and bins, and then Droops. I know I had Droops on last week, and he told me like he just has a lot of stuff everywhere, including the bathrooms.
Yeah, I try to limit it to just this. I have a out in the living room a shelf that's kind of well, like not a shelf, but like a display case. It's almost like a glassless detox.
Mm.
Um, that has like my collectibles for my video games. Like it'll have like as my Shadow of Mordor, well, Shadow of War, Middle Earth Collector's Edition. It has my Spider-Man Collector's Edition, my Nathan Drake's Collector's Editions, my Horizon Zero Dawn Collector's Edition, um, my Dragon Ball Z Collector's Editions on it, and that's pretty much it. I try to limit where I put certain things. I don't want my whole house to be like full of collectibles, you know.
Right. Yeah, it's just these collectibles, these figures, they just take over our lives.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to YouTube, what was the biggest thing for you? Main inspiration for you to start a channel.
Work, work, man. As you know, I'm a police officer, so one thing that was kind of told to me when I was in the police academy was make sure you separate yourself from work. Don't bring work home. Um, so I do a lot of this stuff to get away from work because not to get graphic and but I seen a lot of stuff already, and I only been a cop for like close to well just now over 3 years, and I only work in a small town. Um, so I seen a lot of stuff already that could mess up people's mind on a daily. So I do YouTube to kind of separate that because as an officer, we have one of the police officers have one of the highest suicide rates, divorce rates from because of taking all that stuff home. So this this to me is like a sanctuary. YouTube is a way I get it. Just like when people say they're editing the videos, and I can understand that. Sometimes I'm like that. Like I don't want to edit this video. I got like I have footage now on my laptop and on my phone that I need to put to my laptop of videos I need to put together, and I just don't feel like editing. But I know that it's my gateway out of. It's almost like Inception, you know, when if you ever seen that movie, it's just
Yeah.
like that. Like it's from reality. You know, I go to work. I have to drive across this like 5 mile bridge. Just so I know once I hit that bridge, I can kind of like turn it off, and then kind of relax and get back into my mode. So That's why I do YouTube and collect and stuff like that. Like I said, I always collected. I just been serious with YouTube because of work. 'Cause I wanted a good, clean addiction outside of, like, there's people that um where where I work were, and even in the state of Virginia is real gun heavy. So there's people ask me all the time how I spend this much money on this stuff, and I'm like, hey, you spend $500-600 on a handgun. Like, if I spend $20 on a pop, like, well, like, you can, and you have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, however many handguns in your collections and assault rifles, and you're a gun collector. I just collect toys, and then talking to people at work, and I don't want to say they get inspired, like the homie Nerfer, the 224. He works with me. He was my shift partner right before we changed shifts, and he asked me the same thing. He was like, "Man, what are these on your desk?" I'm like, "Yo, they call Funkos and stuff like that." And he's heavy into Star Wars. The original, he told me he has the original uncut VHS back from their early days, and he got me into watching Mandalorian. He got me into watching the older, because I always watched Star Wars when I grew up, but it wasn't nothing serious. But I went back recently, like this past few months, and watched the older ones. Um, and watching the Mandalorian. I haven't watched the newer ones yet. But I got him into kind of collecting, and he's big into the hot toys now, and like he's like, man, I can't wait. I got the infantry. He already had like the infantry, heavy infantry Mando pre-order on Hot Toys. He has, I think, every Mando that you can get pre-ordered on Hot Toys.
Man.
So it's good collecting Lampsey. That's a lot, man. I salute you, Funko Cop. I appreciate it, man. And I'll try not, with everything going on in the world, especially nowadays, to have like police versus, or people versus police and stuff like that. Look, I'm the type of person I just get away. I do what I gotta do and go home, and hopefully make it home and go home and relax and chill out. I'm a normal guy just like you and everybody else. But people think because I'm a police officer, I have to be a certain way. Right? I have to be this guy that represents police through and through all the time. Like, I get told all the time, like, with everything going on in the world. That's why, like, in any of my videos, and if and I'm not trying to like discourage anybody who did it, but if you go back and watch my videos, I I didn't bring up coronavirus not one time in any of my videos. Like, you didn't hear me say like I got a mask up. I gotta wear my mask, and you might hear me say, hopefully y'all can hear me because I have my mask on. But I won't be like, yo, you see me put on a mask or anything like that, because I didn't want people to watch my videos and sit there and be like, already hearing what you hearing already. Like, I remember one time I was at work and I was like, yo, let me check the weather. And I went to weather.com, and like the first thing they had on weather.com was coronavirus. I'm like, yo, this doesn't even affect the weather. Like, why is this even on weather.com? Like, so I know that for a while that's all people hear. So I didn't bring up. I try not to bring up the whole coronavirus in any of my videos, because I want people to watch my videos and be able to kind of break away from the norm. I never heard me say anything about like, oh, quarantine's over, or this is what's going on with the quarantine pops, and is Funko going to go down because of quarantine? No, just watch my video and forget all forget all about it, because you already hear it on everything: radio, TV, newspaper, everything you hear, phone. So it's just like now with the police stuff. I get people tell me all the time, like, "Yo, no disrespect to you, but I'm gonna be like, they people come to me and be like, yo, I'm gonna post some stuff about like police, and again, it's no disrespect to you. I know you one of the good ones, so uh, I'm like, yo, bro, post what you want. Like, I know I'm separating. I'm not. the people that they're talking about. So I don't take no offense to it. You know.
No, yeah, bro. Say I want to say thank you, for what you do. Being a cop and everything, because especially with the riots that had happened and everything, and the whole situation with like cops being again a bad rep. I mean, I know you yourself. You're really careful, especially when you're
Yeah, yeah.
patrolling your streets and everything.
Yeah.
Hats off to you. Like same with Lampsey. He's telling you hats off to you as well.
I
So much
appreciate it, man.
so much respect and everything.
So yeah, man. I just try to like I just be as normal as I could be. Like people ask me all the time. Like when I first started, people would ask me all the time. Like, yo, are you a real cop? Like one time when we did I did a live with OG Geek, what's popping, and and then not that long ago, right before we went live, OG Geek was like, "Yo, let me ask you a question." I was like, "Yo, what's up?" Like, "Yo, you a real cop?" I'm like, "Yeah, yo, I'm a real cop." Because I try to, like I said, I try to separate myself from the standard way of people looking at police. People don't think about like cops collecting toys. People think about police collecting guns or the thin blue line all over the place. This stuff was before I collected before I was a cop. I want to collect after. So yeah, man. So that's it. That's all I. That's that's me in a nutshell.
No, yeah, definitely, bro. Definitely. Nah, I think we're about to wrap this up already. Funko Cop, bro. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day for being a
No,
part of
bro.
this.
I appreciate you for even offering, man. Like I said, like I was excited. I was thinking about this all day. I was like, yo, I had so much stuff to do, but I made sure that like everything was. I got up early. I was like, yo, I can't miss this because I appreciate the opportunity, man. I really do. I really do. Because I remember at one point where nobody was giving me this opportunity, and you gave it to me. You were one of the people that gave it to me, so I appreciate it.
Nah, that definitely, bro. I was definitely proud and honored to have on you on here because a lot of people don't know Funko Cop is like one of my top favorite channels to have watched since I started collecting Funko Pops 2 years ago, and I've been watching his videos to this very day and everything, and I'm still watching his videos and giving this guy a lot of love and support, and I will always do that. And he has shown me the same, love and support for me, my content, my videos and channel, and to me and him definitely like bros and everything, and it's definitely someone I can count on as well, and I don't know. It's just really nothing else left to say. So make sure you guys go follow him on Instagram. Make sure you subscribe to him. His links are in the description below. Make sure you go do that, all that fun stuff and everything.
I appreciate it, man. Y'all go make sure y'all subscribe to the homie. If you're not, click a like on this video. If y'all haven't done it already, um, and just support the homie through and through. Support everybody, man. Everybody eats. Everybody eats, B.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, before we go, I also want to give a shout out to everyone on here that rode by: RGV, Origami Timothy, Titus, Nakama, Russell, Dingster, Pokey Shop, JT, Feds, Rob, and Calamcy. Really appreciate all of you for tuning in and watching, and for those who will be watching the replay after we go live. And can't thank all of you enough for the love and support. And yeah, make sure you follow Funko Cop. Make sure you subscribe to him if you haven't already. Definitely all that good stuff. This was episode 13 featuring the one and only Funko Cop. Again, really honored to have had this guy on here. And no words at all. And thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.